I heard Navajo. This is recording, right? Please tell me this is recording. Oh my, I'm tired of this damn MacBook. Oh man, I swear, hashtag poor people problems, am I correct? And for the ones that are well privileged, I do not want you here, or if you basically brag at least, because, well, you're just on a totally different planet regardless of your problems, unless you're supportive. Now said, so this is gonna be a little different, and it's a lunch right now. Dion, it's Friday, yeah, and it's the 11th of July, and I'm guessing I've been a little bit stressed out because I've been a little bit worried about my mother working a lot, which is why I've been commenting on many videos and feeling it's a competition just to get heard the most. I don't want to get into that crap mentality that, oh, whoever's succeeding, I gotta bring them down. I don't want to get to that point. Isn't a trust of thought. I'm sure most of us human beings go through it, am I correct? Also, first off, if you're a newcomer here, my name is Dion and welcome, and I have two amazing viewers that I just wanted to speak up upon. Dumbo, that basically have went through a difficult period because there was supposed to be, I think he's supposed to be some child rapist, serial killer, or I guess you could say, a rapist, a serial rapist, I guess, so to speak, but he's fine, and also for Greg not be able to spend time with his little one, his son, Eric, at the hospital because of some darn care nurse had a problem with it for some odd reason, and he's Canadian, eh? So I don't understand why hospitals are just that cruel. Now, I know if you're new here, you probably expected some crazy outro edits like Tony, I forgot his name, that did some 24-hour whatever food video or wine trend. I don't care about them. I don't. But for people like them, that's fine. But we're probably not going to get along if you like them, though. I'm sorry. I just want to be a human being here. Because I got my own group and you got yours. I feel like we got to be in cliques for the, not quotes, cliques, right? Because we got to be around someone that we feel comfortable with. But until then, I'm open-minded to other people unless they want to be very judgmental. Again, okay, I don't want cliques, but I don't know. Okay, it's mostly gaming, geography, and mental health topics, and if those, and music. If those are not suitable for you, then I suggest you go away. So the thing is, I was viewing a video from Back to the Drawing Board, which is one of my favorite YouTube channels I've ever have visited, that basically post stories, like dark stories, right? And he did a playlist, or he did post a playlist, I think, of, let's just say, Latin America TikToks or other dark videos, whether they be related to drug cartels or maybe some creepy dolls, or La Llorona, which is supposed to be a dead woman that was punished and she randomly went, whoa! Sorry, I meant to pull on a Hank from King of the Hill, on knocking on people's door. Well, I think that's in the other ghost, right? Because Mexican myths are really amazing. I guess that's why Mexicans are really, really amazing people, just like us Americans, right? And this may be rage bait, even though this is not rage bait. It may be clickbait. I don't think it is. You could be the one to decide, because I kind of feel a little special for once. Dion, you may have seen a skinwalker during that incident when you had to save Casey up Flagstaff with your neighbor when the gas basically or when your neighbor's truck, I forgot his name, suddenly broke down. So allow me to explain. If you're not Native American, right, or if you don't originate in the four corners of the United States, which is Utah, Colorado, my state, and New Mexico, you may not have heard about this. And I guess you know what, I haven't seen any reactions because, well, I don't really care for that, and I just wanted to share my knowledge based off my experience, because I want to be lazy for once and not basically get overstimulated and read a lot of research about this, because I don't want to get a meltdown for that. Okay, plus I'm exhausted, so I want to cut myself some slack. Don't treat me like a CEO, or I'm going to treat you like an asshole. Pardon my language. Or rattle tail and jackass. I don't know. The Skinwalker is supposed to be this mythical creature that, let's just say, a Navajo mythical creature that people that are natives of our states, right? Even though, Dan, I think it's Colorado that are not part of the Indian reservation for some odd reason, aka the Res, right? I'll just read this from the AR review. Okay, Skinwalkers are basically, well, I'm going to I don't want to plagiarize. Again, they are basically Navajo myth creatures that are believed to be found here in the Four Corners, right? Which basically can be sighted in, let's just say, the outskirts of our states. And it's supposed to be some type of creature that can basically take different forms, right? And as someone that basically likes to learn or study about religions and cultures and all, I know this seems a little silly because, yeah, it's not real, but, I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe in other people's visions, it can be that we don't see as real. You know, I'm not the judgmental type. Something that people believe in Jesus Christ. Again, I'm agnostic. More of an agnostic atheist. I don't believe in that stuff. But I respect people that are Christian. Absolutely. Also, I heard that Iran, there's actually Iranians that want to become more Christian now, which is awesome. Because I know how their country's strict with the Sharia law, so I think Iran may be being balanced out. Also for Israel, I don't really like Israel. I love my Jewish viewers, but not the country itself because of what they did. I'm sorry, I don't want to get controversial here. I don't want to bring up this war stuff. Let me just read about this, okay? They're basically are mainly known in the Navajo Nation, which means they're rooted in the Navajo culture and tradition. And the term Skinwalker, I know I'm not pronouncing it properly, refers to a type of witch who can shapeshift into animals. And the reason why I want to read about that part is because when me and my neighbor, this happened, let's say, years ago, right? Before that awful incident between Casey and I. If you somehow contact, maybe I did, maybe that's how the fortune of it wasn't even much of a friendship, was such a big misfortune, and then losing my whatever castle, right? Maybe the cause, I don't know. I'm just saying this just to you know, think about creepypasta, right? I like to call it Mythpasta. I think that's a good idea, yeah. 1122, Mythpasta. That if you're approached by one, you basically would get some type of illness, you may die, whatever natural cause would be, and basically the Navajo people would seek out for a doctor, right? I'm guessing maybe a psych doctor or some type of medication or some spiritual ritual so that they can be cleansed out by the Skinwalker's curse, right? Think about return the slave from the curse to carry out or suffer my curse. Something like that, right? I grew up with curse. I still get trauma to this day from that Mass episode when Courage, he's trying to go to sleep and he see Muriel's head being, I don't want to talk about it. I cried in that episode. I don't want to watch the episode again. It still traumatized me 23 years later. I can't believe that's for children. Oh my god. I swear, us millennials, we got some dark imaginations back then. I think that's how we're just so used to, like, 9/11 and basic other wars going on. And anyway, I want to read more about this, okay? It's mostly originated in Utah, I believe, which has become a focal point for paranormal investigations due to reports sightings of UFOs. I'm surprised Utah is known for that. I know New Mexico is. Cattle mutilations and other unexplained phenomena, right? Which are often linked to Skinwalker legends. And then for other Western states, while the Navajo Nation is a primary origin, stories and reported sightings of Skinwalkers have also emerged in areas like Nevada and other Western states, particularly those with desert landscapes. This is pretty accurate in my experience, right? If I read the last bottom here, or at least the last sentence, outsiders may not fully understand the cultural context of taboos surrounding the topic, which could lead to misinterpretations or sensationalized accounts. So when me and my neighbor were just driving up to the Black Canyon Highway, it's supposed to be when we're going up north, because from here in Phoenix, which is the largest / capital of my U.S. state, right? We were out of gas, and let's just say that if you're stranded at Black Canyon Highway, you do not want to be stranded. Let's just say it's dreadful, right? Yes, luckily this, to our Shamrock hearts, or to my Shamrock heart here, it was not during the winter. Otherwise, we'd probably be freezing to death. Because this happened around June, I believe. I still got video footage. Well, I did the best I can when we're just driving up there and then on our way back. Oh, it was difficult just to get all that on my S4 phone. Yes, I'm using a caveman phone because of its age. Yes, my S4 is a Samsung brand. Okay, it's obsolete. It still has internet access for LTE, right? And it does run on AT. No, wait, no, the end it's T-Mobile, right? Still, I love that. I love that cell phone service, smartphone service. Pardon me. And when we basically had to just stay there for help, because I thinking he was using us unless he didn't have a phone at the time. I don't remember though. It was so long ago. We were so lucky that I basically brought my charger. I think the end of it was either the blue or black charger. It's one of those cylinder ones. Yes, okay, again, my phone is old. Okay, you gotta understand that, but it still works, okay? I don't like to call the Arizona phone because we do things different out here. And yes, we're a little bit behind in the rest of the country, but, well, from my point of view, not for the rest of Arizonans, okay? I just want to make us more unique. Okay, a lot of people probably don't know about my state for some reason. I think in other countries. I don't know. I guess we're like the Mongolian of the United States. I don't know. Well, no, that's more like Wyoming, I think. I don't know. We're more like Laos, I guess. So, the thing is that we were struggling, or we're just stranded for, let's just say, a half hour, an hour, or whatever. And he had to check the tires to make sure that, oh, Dan, that's right. It was, wait, we were not, Dan, that's right. You were not low on gas, right? Because you had a flat tire. So basically, I think we had a nail that was stuck in the tire, I think. And we did, unless we were out of gas. I don't remember though. It happened so long ago. It's either one of the two. I think, no, Dion, we did, no, you had a flat tire. Yeah, because they well, they gave us extra gas, but we did have a flat tire to reach up there because we had, little money just to refill up gas, right? At the gas station. And as I was just waiting patiently for him to check the tires, I seen well, I didn't hear the noise, I think, but it was the silhouette of, I think, a donkey, but I don't know. To explain, okay, the desert can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing about having any survivor instincts. Think about Dr. Stone, the anime, one of my favorite animes, by the way. And the Black Canyon Highway is just a highway that you drive up from, let's just say, Phoenix to, if you had to go to Payson, which is a small town. Well, not that small. I assume pushing up north. They do snow, by the way. And then you're going your way to Prescott and then Sedona, I believe. And then Flagstaff, right, which is the largest city up north of our state with around 77,000 people. So, I don't see it's a town, but the reason why it is because there's not many big buildings, because it's so spread out. But for population-wise, it's a small city, right? And I remember just being all subtle, and Deanna, you witnessed, I think it may be a donkey, but yet again, if it wasn't a donkey, it could be a skinwalker. Who knows? Okay, and I couldn't see, it just vanished, right? Now, it's not as though it was similar to a boo that would turn invisible, right? Or use his invisibility, right? It was just a random creature that I've witnessed, and I would have told my neighbor about it, where we're stranded at his truck. It's just like an old-fashioned truck, right? And it just disappeared. But it probably just, let's just say it was steep. Let's just say it's hilly rocks, right? We're literally stranded. Think about a riverbed, right? And there are long walls. Those are the mountains, right? When we're stranded on the road. And it was a narrow road, mind you. And it was just really fascinating for me to witness this, because who knows, maybe I did have misfortune when me and that Iraqi native woman that I knew, Casey, that may have been our misfortune. It's just, I don't know. You know, I didn't got arrested because, well, I was keeping my cool, right? Maybe this is a way from an Arizona folklore to test my Phoenix fears, right? Because I do like the darkness, but not that dark. As in pitch black. I'm sure no human being does. But again, since I originate outside the Sonoran Desert, thank my mother for giving birth to me in this fiery nest, I basically had to cope, right? Not to mention we do have a low light pollution law here. So yeah, it can get pretty quiet, not as bright, which is nice compared to, let's just say, New York or maybe Chicago, I think. So I don't know how it's like the rest of the country. I don't know. We're basically, our population density is similar to Sweden, and we are the size of Italy. Just wanted to share that. So it's like us living in Sweden, but the desert version. And I'm sure a lot of Iraqis like it here. So interesting. I'm surprised there aren't any Swedish people out here, but we do have some Norwegian. Interesting. So besides that, we did get some help, right? Because I was using my flashing charger. It was a heart-shaped one that I did purchase from the 99-cent store, which is my favorite discount grocery store that has shut down and went out of business, sadly. I had a couple of those, and I would just basically try to wave, especially with some of my size, it can be a little difficult, for help on top of his truck. And a handful of people basically called number 1 for the highway patrol. They were really nice. I know I got them on camera. I'm just too shy to film around other people because my social anxiety. I don't know how these Trevor tubers do it. So, confidently, I do not know how. Okay, I don't. And I'm thinking about the word confident or chocolate for some reason. Sorry, when I think about word for word, I think about words that pop up my head. I think about words a lot. Even the word, right? Word. Donkey. Okay, so the thing is, they basically helped us with his tire, right? And then we were on our way just to get up to Casey. I think, it wasn't 11 o'clock at night because I noticed that when we got out there, it was still dark. I don't know what time it was. I think it was a little past midnight, right? Oh golly. Maybe it was like around 1 in the morning. It was really late. Okay? Really late. And yes, it was extremely quiet. You could not hear anything. Okay? Think about if the universe have ended. That's how quiet it would be. You won't hear nothing. Imagine that you're plugging in your ears, right? But without the static. You know, it does the that noise because we're surrounded by technology, right? It's like that. Basically, think about how people back then, or at least during the Jurassic era, lived in. But nothing, right? It was that quiet. It's kind of nice, actually. If I was dead, that sounds peaceful. You know, I did have a couple of death experiences myself. Well, I was unconscious and I didn't feel or hurt anything, and I didn't feel any pain. That's the closest to death that I experienced. And I keep rewinding to that part, or to that night scene that I've witnessed of that donkey, or donkey walker, if I can call it that, right? And I can see why the natives believe in this stuff. Again, I originate in my state. I already said my state, didn't I? If not, then look it up when I said Four Corners, okay? I love my state, I love my flag, and I take pride in that. And for the ones that don't like it, well, snigger away, please. I don't want you here. So, I mean, I even got my state flag key to our Castle 260. I wish I could move back. I want to, okay? Because we were evicted against our will, so I'd like to bring that up. Also, I don't think I want to upload this at night because I'm thinking they say for people that mention about this, they may get cursed or whatever, for the ones that do believe it, and I want to be respectful on it. So maybe in the morning, I guess. And, you know, we got up there safely, and then Casey gave me a hug. I did a little video when she was supposed to be in this center for people that are in domestic relationships, right? I know she didn't want me to film everything, and I still want to, of course. And I guess the people that worked there probably didn't notice. But again, I wanted to do this because I wanted to share my journey of what me and my neighbor went through. And I just say, up around Flagstaff, it's gorgeous. It's a different. It's as though I'm visiting a different state, right? It's only 2.5 hours. Again, I guess it's like living in Italy. Imagine from being in Rome, and then you're going up to maybe Milan, maybe. I don't know what's out there. Milan. Okay, maybe from... If you were visiting in Naples, right, and then you're going up to past Milan, maybe near the Swiss Alps, that's how it's like. It's different. I was freezing again. This is okay. No other state, I'm sure it could freeze. Yes, Flagstaff does get that code. I'm too lazy to do screenshots because of freeze. However, though, I can tell you the weather it is right now in Flagstaff. It's 64 degrees right now, so not as cold as I thought it would be. Interesting. Huh. My map book is so slow. But the night, oh my gosh, I gotta get some rain. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from this date, eh? And it's the humidity 34%. The low, which is before sunrise, let's just say like around 4 or 5 in the morning, is at 55 degrees. While for us, Phoenicians, for example, we're making some rain, aren't we? No. Hold on. Weather. Not the drive. Oh, so it's 2 hours and 11 minutes, but it does depend on the traffic or the 2 hours and 11 minutes. Oh, actually, we're gonna cool down a little bit. I'm impressed. We're not gonna get any rain. We're gonna get 5 days straight of partly cloudy days. And the high we had today was 108. The low was 88. So we were as high as 91 degrees that night, or I think 93. So it happens here. And from 64 degrees to 97. Yeah. Heck, I'm thinking Flagstaff is probably like around 59, and we're probably like around 96. Yes, it could be almost 40-degree weather drop. It's possible. So yeah, do not be fooled by my state's climate. Honestly, it may be hot down here, but you may be a little freezing if you're not prepared for it. I just want to give a warning for anyone that likes to visit my state. Okay, we are really diverse here for environment rights. And next week we're gonna be like around 101. So I'm kind of shocked that temperatures are gonna drop. Yes, we're around 100 degrees, but for us that's a little bit cooler than usual. So that's interesting. But it was just a really difficult journey just to get up there, just to say Casey, and then we basically put a one-nighter because we're up until, let's just say, I don't know, 8 in the morning, 9, I guess, and, well, 12 hours, but still, though, we did not slept, and, yeah, pretty tired, I was exhausted, but we managed, and I just thought I could just share about, like, my little state, myth lore, whatever you want to call it. It's supposed to be Mythpasta. So let's just say that again. I did use a background of Chopper that's supposed to be in his monster form from when he cannot control his emotions and whatnot, and he basically beat up one of those CP9 bosses, so to speak, right? And that's supposed to be Frankie from the one that was a villain at first, but he is part of the Straw Pirates that basically did join them, and that is from the Water 7 arc, one of my favorite arcs, by the way, and Amy's lobby is really good. It really is. When Robin says, I want to live! Right? I thought she was think about suicide because she got abused by Spand on that damn bitch. Smash bitch. Literally, I'm surprised that Robin didn't kill him, but hey, at least she broke his damn back. So, with using her Seed Fleur, whatever that means, 100 flowers in Espanol. So that's just basically my little story of the Skinwalker, my experience. Even though I don't think it is a Skinwalker, it was just a really, really scary coincidence. I mean, I was a little frightened, but not that frightened. It's hard to explain it because, well, I just want us to just get up to save Casey, right? And yeah, I'm not kidding. It was just, it looked like a form of a donkey. And yes, the Skinwalker could take forms of multiple different types of animals. Even though I read or AI Googled that it's not common to take a donkey form. It can be in the form of a donkey. So yeah, it's really interesting. Just basically a human witch that could just transform. I think that's pretty neat. Even though at the same time it's not, because, well, you don't want to get misfortunes or get ill, even if it's mental related, I guess. I like to say, like, even I'm feeling mentally well, I feel that I have a headache, and, you know, it's not as though that I got a stomach ache, but in the brain, right? Brain ache, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I've been brainstorming way too much. Maybe because I just want to support my mother, my brother, and our 2 pops at the moment. So, other than that, I just wanted to share that, and I always wanted to visit the res, which is a private land for the natives. And I'm sure for my Canadians, they actually relate to that, right? So yeah, that's just something that I just want to share that I remembered eons ago, because after viewing that video, I even comment on it, because I think I did put on my favorites. Dion, I think you did, yeah. Of Latin American darkest TikToks too. It's a really good video, and if I ever have any Mexican viewers, I hope that you maybe felt interest of this tale, because I can kind of relate, I suppose, except that, well, we do it the Navajo way, and it was something else. Literally, it was the shape of a donkey. You don't believe me. It wasn't a deer, right? Because I did use my help my neighbor to check the tire, so we had nothing, and I think his flashlight was dead, if I recall him having one. So luckily my phone hasn't been dead, or we'd probably be screwed, and we'd be stranded until the morning. But who knows what would happen. We're out there, and oh my goodness, we had to get up there, you know, to save Casey. Well, don't worry, it's not us though. She was kidnapped or something. We made her promise to get up there, because she had her phone, and we did our best to get up there. You know, I think she told us we gotta hurry or something, and we got up there. And yeah, it was late at night, and we picked her up. So yeah, that was kind of fun. It kind of was, actually. I'm not much a drosker, you know, I'm a Sagittarius. I'm more of an adventure seeker, I guess. Or a nature seeker. I'm definitely would consider myself as one. Someone that likes to be around just basically in the unknown, let's just say, environment, than just doing stupid damn tricks or trespassing at places, which I know some skateboarders would do from YouTube videos I've seen, and they get arrested or they get a dumb warning. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to share that before midnight, right? Because I'll be posting this probably in the morning, because I've not been posting a lot, and hopefully that the Plants vs. Zombies voice acting video I did was pretty decent. If not, I understand, and I think that's about it for now. So yeah, it was quite a bit of a journey. I know there's something else I wanted to share though that I forget. I just only read bits about the Skinwalker though. Again, because I don't want to sacrifice anyone's time. Just you having to read through all of that. So I'm trying to wear myself down, okay? But am I hearing a crying child outside? Oh yeah, okay, it is. Yeah, it's a crying child, I guess. Anyway, oh, I'm not sure if anyone I'm frightened by that part. Sorry, that was just a weird coincidence. And oh my Buddha, is the moon out? Are you kidding me? Oh no, what? So cute. It's the moon. It's supposed to be a full moon, but let's just say the right side of it is a little dark, so it's not quite a full moon. It's more like you know, it's almost like a almost full moon that was showing up through my rectangular window in the back. I want to do my live streams. How cute! So the moon. Oh, that's right, yeah. Because we're in the summer. Well, we're past the summer solstice, so the moon must have moved. Oh, that rhymes. The moon has moved. So, I'm sorry. I love the moon. I want to share one funny Arizona folklore that I would share, and I invented this. Well, for anyone that's basically Christian, you probably relate to this. Again, I'm not religious. You know, I grew up Baptist. Think about the three wise men. Whenever I see the moon in the sky, regardless of its form, okay, it would mean that I will go to a journey, safety. Let's just say if I want to go to the Archery, right? I would arrive there with no harm, or basically someone that would approach me asking me for drugs or some weird encounter. And then on my way back, right? It's 3 miles to the Archery and back. And again, this is at night. I do this all the time because I like being out at night. I'm not scared or anything. In fact, I feel much more safer at night. Call me nuts than during the day, because I like to be left alone, and I'm an introvert. So for my extroverts, I'm sorry about that. So yeah, so I like to brag because I know people like to put down on introverts. You extroverts, yeah, you get energy around other people. I get energy around being in the dark. and doing things independently. So, hey, and for my ambiverts, well, you do gotta balance out. You know, you like the alone type, but you still like to be around other people. I just don't like to be around other people, depending on the person or group, whatever. And I could have been talking as many minutes as my age. So, yeah, I thought I could just share that because it was just something interesting that just got my mind, and also this would be a little strange. I used to do this just to honor my Siberian Husky after he basically died of abdomen cancer. I don't want to talk about it though, unless for those who are really interested. If you ever see my live streams, I am really comfortable to talk about that there. I don't know. I just do that as a habit sometimes. Even when I used to do my old videos, that meant not many people are interested, while other channels get viral and whatever, and I try not to compare myself towards other channels. I just wanted to do this because I feel comfortable. If people don't like that, then that's fine, because I don't want to burn myself out and get meltdowns. I don't like to follow every advice because I got to do things that I feel comfortable with. I don't know. Okay, so other than that, I just hope this is kind of enjoyable for the ones that maybe going to work. I know double S of his coffee shop or whatever, maybe watch this later, or if you're at a Starbucks, or if you basically at Planet Fitness and you wanted to feel a little settled and not over pushing yourself or you're exercising. I just hope that I made her, I guess you could say, afternoon a little healthier in heart.